Thank you guys for tuning into Spiritual Beauty Ministry. So the word that God has placed upon my spirit is go back and look again. God is saying go back and look again, okay? Now, I'm coming to you guys from the book of 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 41 through 44. Now, in this specific part of the story, Elijah tells he tells his servant to go see if he see any signs of rain. To go look for any signs of rain. And his servant comes back the first time and says, no, there are no signs of rain, Elijah. And Elijah says, go back and look again. And then he said, come back the second time. He said, Elijah, there is no signs of rain. He said, go back and look again. Elijah sent his servant 7 times. It was not until the 7th time that Elijah's servant came back with a report of saying, I actually do see some signs of rain. Okay, and then when he saw the signs of rain, Elijah tells him, now I need you to get ready to prepare. Okay, get ready to prepare because there's about to be, a downpour of rain. Now, what's amazing to me is that Elijah tells his servant to go prepare, and all he has is just a sign. There is no point of rain physically yet. There's just a sign of rain that's coming. And so this is what God is saying to many of his children, that he's saying, I need you to go back and look again. And that in the small sign that he has shown you, he needs you to begin moving because he's working that thing out for you. Okay. So right now you may be saying, okay, you know what? This thing is over. This thing ain't going to happen. I don't see no change through it. And God is saying he needs you to go back and look again. He needs you to go back and be reminded of the small thing that you remember seeing. Go back and look again. Go back and look at the small thing that he has shown you, because it's in that small thing that he's about to do that big thing for you, okay? God is saying go back and look again. And God wants you to know that it is coming, okay? Know that it is coming. The big change that he is sending will come from what you view as small and nothing. The big change that God is sending will come from what you view as small and nothing. That thing that God is telling you to go back and look again. You may have said, God, you know what? This thing is looking still the same. But God is saying, if you will change the way that you view it, you will see more through it. If you will change the way that you view it, you will see more through it. And God wants you to know that when you see my small sign in it, know that something big is coming through it. When you see my small sign in it, know that something big is coming through it. It said that Elijah's servant saw a small fist of cloud. That was the first sign. And then it began to evolve into the next thing. The next sign was the sky grew black. And then all of a sudden the winds began to increase. And then next thing you know, there was a downpour of rain. God wants you to know that he is still evolving this thing. And so do not count it out because you see it as small, because he is still evolving what he is doing in the very thing that you are saying that you need to see. God is saying he is still working. But take what he has shown you, keep moving, and know that thing will be exactly what it's supposed to be. Okay, it's going to be exactly what it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be it. But God wants you to embrace what he has shown you, because what he has shown you that is small, that is evidence that his hands is on it. That means that it is evidence that his hands is on the very thing that he has shown you. And God wants you to know that when you say, Lord, I see nothing, God is wanting you to know that also when it comes to you, to go back and look again. When you try to say that you're not qualified for the position, you don't feel worthy to have what he has given you, you compare yourself to those around you. God wants you to know that just because you may see that you're only seeing small things happen through you, small change take place in you, God said that does not take away from what he has still called you to. He is still giving it to you despite the small thing that you see that's changing in you. God is saying he wants you to go back and look again. See, when God calls us to go back and look again, it requires us to have to be reminded of what he has done. See, when we can go back and look again at what he has done, then it can keep us pushing, because we know that what he's about to get ready to do. When we can remind ourselves what he has already done, it keeps us pushing from what he's about. It keeps us pushing for what he's about to get ready to do. So God wants you to go back and look again, because God is saying that what you see that is small, there is something great that's about to come through it. Okay. There is something great that's about to come through it. And God wants you to know that at the end of the day, that his hands is on it. So change the way that you view it. His hands is on it. So change the way that you view it. It may not be the change that you expected, but it is still going to be everything that it's called to be. God wants you to know that he is doing that thing. He's going to show you the small sign, but he does not want you to overlook it. He wants you to change the way that you view it so that you can see the more that he's already done through it. He wants you to change the way that you are viewing it because he wants you to see the more that he has already done through it. So go back and look again. Because you go back and look again, every time when Elijah served back and look again and he did not see anything. But what I feel that when God sends us back to go look at something is that he's wanted us to change how we've been looking at it. He wants us to change he wants us to take the scales off our eyes. And now I want you to see it through me. I want you to see, even though it is small, I want you to see what I am doing. I want you to see that because you see that small thing, that enough is let you know that God is changing it. God is turning it around. Because I remember when it used to be this right here, but man, I see it's doing this right here. God is changing it around. God is turning it around for you. God's about to give you a good report. You're about to get a good report. And the thing about it, it's easy. Sometimes it's easy to get stuck in pain. And when you see things continue to be the same thing, and then when God show you something that's small and something that is changing, you see it as, okay, you know, oh, it's nothing. But God wants you to notice that even though you see it as small, he wants you to, he wants you to know that things are still moving. Things are moving. This is a sign that he's about to change it all. This is the sign that he's about to change it all. But he does not want you to throw away what you only see that's small, and you lose sight of what he's about to do through it that's big. Okay, so God is saying that at the end of the day, that you may question what's changing. But God says that when you see my small in it, know that something big is coming through it, okay? And God said, know that it is coming. Know that it is coming. God is saying that once you see what's small, know that it's time. Once you see what's small, God is saying, know that it is time. He is stirring it up. He is stirring it up for you. And right now, as he's stirring it up, he needs you to keep moving because that thing's about to work itself out for you. God is saying, don't despise the small beginnings. Don't despise what you see that's small because his hands is on it and it's about to be big. His hands is on it, it's about to be big. So before you see what you are wanting that's big, God wants you to embrace. God wants you to be thankful and grateful for the thing that he has done that's small, because God is saying he's evolving it and he is changing it. And he wants you to know that that small thing that you see that's before you is a sign that it is moving with the thing that he is doing in you. It's a sign that he is not only moving things that's in you, but it's a sign that he is moving the things that's around you, and he is changing this thing, and this thing is going to be big. God is saying, go back and look again, because he is not yet finished. That small change that you are seeing is only the beginning. Until next time, thank you guys for tuning in to Spiritual Beauty Ministry.